Good evening and welcome to the Cold Cafe. It's Thursday night and we are playing Star Trek Adventures. Empok Nor. Joining us tonight in something of an order. We have Tara. And we have Everoth.
Hello, I am Ebra, and I play your local core engineer, Cassidius Garimar.
And last but certainly not least, we have Tom.
I am Tom. I played Dan. He's got a pretty average name, but he's a ex ex Federation now, ex Federation officer now for frontiersman.
All right. And so we will open tonight in Ops, where Lieutenant Commander 16 has asked for you all to come for a briefing. It's been 4 or 5 days since your raid on the Romulan mine, and the large number of Reman refugees has caused quite the disruption in the station. They've had to scale up their uh their food production. Had to open up more areas of the station for habitation. Uh, but finally, like things are kind of starting to smooth and level out. The Remans are still getting settled, but have vowed to make their to earn their keep, as it were, in various ways. With several of them agreeing to help crew your ship, although they are not super well trained. Um, which will, I think, manifest itself as a complication, at least for like normal ship applications, especially if they are not overseen by a qualified officer, we'll say. All right. So six. Go ahead. Yes. Um, they're kind of over here by the board that I put all the stuff that I'm working on. So yeah, there are four four Starfleet officers that we basically kind of stole from. I don't remember the name of the ship, but yeah, I think it actually might have been the Intrepid even, but stationed for patrols along the Romulan border. Um, they were kind of given in an unofficial capacity and then not given back. So they are seconded to the station. They do still work for Starfleet, but they are more or less assigned to your ship. Come to think of it,
Nice.
they are probably under 16's direct
hmm
supervision. All right, so back to ops. What? Okay, and some microphone problems. See, it did that to me too. It like when I went into OBS's mic settings, it had like some random line of gibberish selected instead of my normal input.
Well, okay, it's fixed now. But for a
Okay,
while there, it wasn't allowing. It was not
okay,
picking me up. So,
yeah, whatever. All right, so uh, Lieutenant Commander 16 brings up a map of the area that you're in, and he's like, according to scans from the end of the Dominion War, there was a known Ketracel White production facility uh, on a planet here, and he kind of points and zooms in to like a little arm of Breen territory that sticks out um a little bit,
Oh
like
joy.
it's I don't know what you call an annexation, I guess. I don't know. Anyway,
Hmm.
he's like, we did not have the opportunity um to move on it because the Dominion War ended, but this is the best lead that I have been able to find in order to find Ketracel White, or perhaps the capability to produce it while or to in order to uh, grow or begin to take the Jem'Hadar embryos out of stasis and allow them
Hmm.
to mature. Um, the system in question does not have a name because we do not know enough about Breen territory. So its Starfleet designation is System 752-671. Um, and there is a single body in that system around the star, which is an L class planet. We assume it is either on that planet or on a station in orbit.
Cool.
Uh, I have been um, informed by my executive officer that I must remain here. Uh, running into Romulan space is one thing, but apparently, Starfleet officer captured by the Breen is a very different thing. And I do hold a significant number of uh, Starfleet secrets.
Are our new Starfleet companions going to be joining us as well, or they must stay on base at the same
Uh,
time?
they can join you as they are all relatively low ranked.
Hmm.
Uh, however, um, they will be instructed that they will make every possible effort to not be caught
Hmm.
by the Breen for fear of like international diplomatic incident, and as well, they will operate as civilians for the duration.
I figure they're not wearing their Starfleet uniforms on mission as just standard procedure.
Around the station, he has actually been insisting that they do, as they are like representatives of the Federation, and we're trying to build goodwill here. But yes, I think, especially in these sorts of situations, it makes more sense to not have them.
Hmm.
Um, what else? Oh, the other information that it gives you is that there is a sophisticated network of um detection stations, buoys. I don't know. It's smaller than
Hmm.
space station, but bigger than a subspace transmitter that protect all of Breen territory,
Hmm.
and as such, you will have to find a way over, around, or through this detection grid.
Does it detect cloak?
It does. Well, they suspect it does because the Breen were allied with the Dominion, who had the ability to detect cloaked ships, not immediately or as easily as you would detect a non-cloaked ship, but they did have certain scanners that would that had that capability. So Starfleet believes that the Breen have upgraded their um what do you call it? They're gonna call it their picket line.
Hmm.
Uh the Breen So Starfleet intelligence believes that their picket line has this capability.
Okay. Good to know.
Any other questions? Excellent.
Not right now. Nope.
Okay. Good luck. Um, my, my, I mean, the ship that I come from,
Mhm.
has been nice enough to donate a significant amount of cold weather gear.
Mhm.
It is on board the shuttlecraft Lancelot, which conveniently has been docked inside of the Fuzzy Targ.
Mhm.
So good luck.
Awesome. Also, I assume the ship's ambient lighting is set to low now.
Especially like certain areas of the ship.
I just think
Like
Mhm.
individual
low light
rooms may
mode all
have
the yeah.
normal. Yeah, but walking from like corridors are almost pitch black in some areas.
Mhm.
Because the Bremans, they like darkness. All right, so if you look at the map over here, there is this like long tendril of Breen claimed space that comes out. The planet in question is somewhere at the very tip of that tendril.
Alright, I say we fly in normally and then piece transwarp out, unless the transwarp would be able to get us by those detection grids.
No. The
No.
detection grid is or the picket, it's basically a it's a network of satellites. They all communicate with each other and like bounce some sort of anti-proton beam or net between them.
Mhm.
So you would either have to find a weak point and exploit it somehow, or um punch a way through, or um I don't know.
Fly very carefully.
Yeah, it's a fence. It is a space
Mhm.
fence.
Yeah, so I just say we fly normally because it's not as far away as our last journey, which would have
Mhm.
taken a long time. Like, how long of a trip is that? Like a week or a couple?
Let's see here. At normal warp,
Because we have a cruising of what was it, 7?
I think a cruising of 5, a maximum of 7.
Mhm.
So one square is a month.
Oh shit.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So like 5 months at warp
Never mind.
5, or 5 weeks at warp 7. No, 5 weeks at warp 8. 2 months at warp 7.
We gotta get a new engine for this thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be really nice.
We steal a green one while we're out here. We do stuff like that. Adding another layer of technology on top of it is not.
Yeah.
It's the Frankenstein.
Mhm.
So you're transwarping all the way to the planet?
I mean, at least to the edge, because like
It's
it's
the edge
like
of the
All right.
net.
like here.
Yeah, it's somewhere in the tip of the greenness there.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, like we could. Question is do we want to make a pit stop somewhere? Like, because we don't have a lot of like intel and stuff. Maybe we
Mm-hmm.
make a pit stop at like Cardassia or DS9 or something to see if we got any information. We can pull up any information on Breen.
There is a Federation Starbase 257, that is sort of like the um it's the home of Breen Command, basically. Like United States Central Europe Command is
Mm-hmm.
based in uh God, are they based in Germany, I think, maybe? But anyway, so like you have your basic command areas in different places. Starbase 257 is definitely the place uh where the Starfleet people that deal with the Breen most are based.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we want to talk to Starfleets.
That is if you want to talk to Starfleet. If you don't want to talk to Starfleet, I mean Cardassia is a few days away, but um you don't really know anybody there, and they were attacked by the Breen, but I don't think they've ever really been in a Breen territory.
I mean, they were in the alliance with the Breen during
They
the
were.
war.
But
There's
they
one
as soon
other.
as the Breen joined that alliance, they
Put the
sort of
Cardassians kind of on out.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
There's one other place that I could think of where we might be able to pick up some information other than the Starbase 275, and that's Ferengi space.
Excuse me.
Because I assume they have some kind of trade with the Breen every now and then.
I mean, they would pretty much have to, given their particular location.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Do you want to spend 24 hours at Starbase 257 or the Ferengi Alliance, guys? I know how to deal with Ferengi. But, the Federation are always
That's true.
helpful.
And your Federation officer uh, is not going along.
Yeah. So maybe Ferengi.
You know what? I will say that um there's been a Uridian uh trader that has shown up on the station a couple of times, and they kind of look like mole rat humanoids, but
Mm-hmm.
they tend to deal with information,
Mm-hmm.
and so you could probably contact him, and for a price, uh he would be able to run down some information for you. So you have your choice of one of those. So talk to Starfleet and just play off of their general good naturedness. Go to the Ferengi and do whatever you have to do for the Ferengi, or just like pay an upfront cost to an information broker.
I think this one's up to our face.
Well, I um I know best how to deal with Ferengi. Like, I'd say either we take a quick jump over to Cardassia or DS9 just to maybe make a small, because that's really close by, and we might
Mm-hmm.
be able to make some like communications to, like information about Cardassia, or we do Ferengi, because I don't necessarily know how Starfleet intelligence works in this instance. And how cool they would be with us stealing a bunch of Ketracel White. They'd ask questions.
They would they would absolutely have questions.
I'm willing to totally also hear what you guys want to do. Unless you have
I
no opinions.
sorry, go on.
I was saying, unless you have no opinions.
I had one just
Oh, go ahead.
since I'm not familiar with Ketracel White, would I need to make a roll to know if I need like a special container or something that may help in the transportation or the containment of it? I just want to be prepared. Not sure if I could roll for it.
We already have containers, don't we? Like we have like the so we could just look at those, right, Colin?
Do you have a container? I don't think you do. I think for safety reasons they don't
We
ship the Jem'Hadar and the Ketracel White in the same thing.
I think during that session it was said that there was some, but if we want to retcon that, I'm absolutely fine. I think we had enough to last them like a couple months if we popped them all out.
I don't remember that, but I'm not saying that it didn't happen.
Again, if we want to retcon that and say it didn't happen, I'm fine with that. But I think it did.
Okay, well, um, you can call up the information on it too. Like there was enough information about them out eventually. So, um, the container they're in is basically, I mean, it's a stasis, so it's like it's a cooler, is what it
Hmm.
is. It's a small powered cooler that keeps it from spoiling. I think it's engineered to actually need to spoil, so you can't hoard a ton of it without storing it. Um, just because that's what the founders used to control the Jem'Hadar. So if the Jem'Hadar were able to get their hands on a bunch and then just throw it in the refrigerator, then it kind of defeat the purpose. So that said, it's really more about the ceremony. It's a three-sided thing. You probably replicate several if you need them. And yeah, okay. So we'll say that there were a couple on board the ship.
Because at the very least, that Vorta had to have fully functioning Jem'Hadar on that ship. They just maybe, you know,
That's true. That's
used it
true. They
until they
would have
were
needed.
gone.
Yeah. Okay.
So we
All
probably
right.
have the transferring machine at least, and Ev could probably reverse engineer that pretty damn easy.
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't even need a roll. Like you could make the containers, and we'll say each container has a month, just to
Okay,
just to add a round number to it.
a
Hmm.
month for all of them, all of our guys.
Yes.
Okay. God, we're gonna if they all decide to join our ship, because I figured the Cardassians wouldn't be too big of fans of those guys rolling around Empok Nor, we would have the weirdest crew ever.
That's the plan.
But Ev, did you have any other things you wanted to?
Apart from seeing if I could get like some sort of machine, some sort of cooler, some sort of anything to help, I haven't thought of anything else to assist.
And
Okay.
once we get there, you're gonna have to try to learn how we can manufacture it.
Yeah, definitely. But in the interim, do you want to make a quick jaunt over to either DS9 or Cardassia and then to Ferengi Space afterwards?
Uh, I'm not hearing any dissent.
Yeah, sure.
So DS9 or
It's
Cardassia?
DS9 is closer, and at the very least, we might be able to poke at the uh, at the Federation presence there quicker than Starbase 257 to see if we might be able to get any kind of information.
Okay. Instead of running an entire scene on Deep Space Nine that I didn't prepare for, I am going to handle this with one roll apiece. So tell me each of you in turn what you were doing on Deep Space Nine, to try and prepare for your jaunt to Breen space. Starting with Ever.
Tools, power cells, power batteries, anything that could help us in case we run out of engine power, shield power, weapons power.
Okay. So let's do um I think control insight. Let's do insight engineering. Why is your insight so high? Okay.
because
Insight engineering
because I'm pretty sure
difficulty
he
2.
rolled his character from scratch, if I remember correctly.
Yes. I remember you guys also telling me to make them balanced, so I did my best.
All right. Yeah, so insight engineering difficulty 2. Actually we'll make it difficulty 1. Uh and then extra successes can be used. And basically it's going to give you a fragile trait that you will be able to expend at some point to give yourself more power in that situation, or in whatever situation
Would
you
you
want.
like to call it? Would you like to call it power reserves?
Yeah, that sounds right. Or emergency capacitors.
Okay.
The ship is not going to help in this
Emergen-
case.
Okay. Rolling. Oh, any focus? Could the
Um,
electroplasma power systems
yep,
affect in this case?
electroplasma power system sounds perfect.
Okay.
Basically, you're just visiting a trader and snagging some backup power cells, and then tying them into your system. That's 2 successes. So do you want 2 of these traits or 1 and a momentum?
I'll get one in a momentum so that somebody else can get something from this.
Okay. Um, Emergency power. All right, Tom.
All right, I'm gonna while we're doing all this, I'm gonna look into like the security field or whatever.
So,
I
like,
don't
are
know,
we
like
asking the Federation folks?
yeah, or I don't know if I asked them, but anybody who
Wait,
fought.
weren't you
Yeah, it's true.
Federation?
That's true. I was Federation. Yeah,
The
yeah.
station, the Deep Space Nine station security chief
Hmm.
is a former Federation officer who happens to be Bajoran. So
Hmm.
that kind of, you know,
Hmm. Yeah, I'll just see if I can talk to them about getting to know the Breen's tactics and the Breen kind of about the picket, the picket.
okay. Um, so yeah, then I think Insight Security.
Okay.
Also difficulty 1, but repeatable,
Hmm.
and we'll just call it like Breen Insight or Breen Battle Tactics.
Okay. So 13.
Wow.
Damn.
We didn't look at whether you had any focuses. Let me take a look at that real quick. Emergency medical. Amphibious survival computer martial arts. No. So 2.
Mhm.
Uh, who did that?
Who did what?
Renamed momentum. Do you want to do you want 2 of these traits or do you want 1 in a momentum?
Um, well, what would the trait do?
Basically,
It,
um,
you're allowed to
you
tag in
can
free
like
ones.
yeah, and it'll give you a it'll make something one harder for the Breen or one
Mm.
easier for you.
I'll take one, and then I'll add the momentum to the pool.
Okie doke. Tara.
Yeah. So I am going to go to uh one of the traders or the bar. I'm gonna go to the bar and try to business my way into gaining in some insight on like trade between them, whether it be Ferengi or like any other traders that they might know of.
Okay. Um, so we'll do insight command. Your focus on business will work. Also difficulty 1.
All right, so this is the 15-4.
But yours is not going to give you a trait. This is more for like information.
Yeah, and it's difficulty 1. But
Yep. And then any additional can be used for the
yeah,
attain.
questions.
Yeah. Oh.
Mother, oh
Oh.
gods,
Oh.
for
Wow.
crying out loud! This
Wow.
game hates me when I roll. I swear.
Okay.
Oh,
You would be actually very happy in Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. Right. That'd be great in D&D.
that'd be great.
But
Well, I mean, this early
that's
on,
a
I'm not.
complication.
Yeah, I'll just take the complication. Like this early on is too early to burn that. Like bad info or something. Okay, cool. Well, that was a frustrating start, but whatever.
Okie doke. So what's the plan now? You're going to head up to the Ferengi Alliance?
I mean, probably, yeah. Yeah, let's go over to the Ferengi.
Okay. Are you just gonna go to Ferenginar, or are you gonna go to like one of the other planets?
I don't know. What's a good place to do that? Probably
Um,
Ferenginar proper.
yeah, I mean that's like going to the mall, whereas going to one of the other planets it'd be more like going to a specific like box store or something.
Yeah, but without information about like it, I would have used
Yeah.
that roll, the information I
Yes.
gathered from that roll to learn where to go to Ferenginar, or in the Ferengi Alliance. But since I screwed up that roll so bad, I have
Yeah.
no information. So Ferenginar.
So you're gonna transwarp there.
Yeah, it gives us 24 hours to do stuff.
I'm gonna say it takes 4 or 5 days because you cannot go through the Senkethi Corporation or Coalition.
Oh, they're just not having it.
No, no, they do not. They're very xenophobic. So you're gonna have to like maybe
We
like
could transwarp
hook
there, wait a
around.
day,
Yeah, like do a normal warp.
screw it. Stop at Starbase 257, wait a day, and go there.
Okay.
We might not even need to leave to Starbase 257 because with that transwarp, it's just a direct line, right?
Yes.
Right, yeah.
All right. So then at Starbase 257, What are you doing?
Well, first off, given the spooking the base star base with if any of our new crew wants to take a pit stop.
I mean, if you're offering them leave, they'll take it because they're all young officers
Mhm.
Yeah, we have. I mean,
who
we
have
have
been
24.
stuck on a station with a bunch of smelly Remans for a week.
Oh, I was saying the Remans.
Oh, they probably aren't going to enjoy a Federation starbase very much.
Yeah, but we have 24
Deep
hours to
Space
kill.
Nine would have been fun, but like 257 has got a lot of bright lights and less of a focus on commerce and more of a like this is where you get repairs and this is where you requisition supplies and it's more like the lobby of a car dealership, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. Well, all right. How about we'll take some of the officers aboard, because at least we have some Starfleet presence.
Fair enough. What is the highest ranked of those officers? I think probably lieutenant. Yeah, you don't have any. Oh, yeah, because they're supporting characters. None of them are higher than a lieutenant. They're all lower decks. You get a lot of looks in there if you're in your default Orion
Uh,
uh,
I might be
outfit.
something a little bit more proper. I'll be like a Trill or something like that.
Yeah, station security flags what you are pretty quick when you like come on board, just through like their normal scanners. And they have some questions, but they don't forbid you from going on board.
Like, like why the heck is a hologram wandering in here?
Yeah. Like, what is your manufacturer? Who is your owner? Uh, what are your capabilities? Please stay away from these areas.
Sure. Uh, at some point, I am gonna murder my creators, but not today.
Okay, so what is your goal here on this starbase?
We are trying to uh, talk to a officer about or someone who may have information on green space as our current mission requires might require heading in there.
Okay, I'm spending a threat, so it'll be difficulty 3. Um, how are you approaching this? Like your request to talk to somebody about it. Like this is the
Uh,
role to get you in the room to ask questions.
how about persuasion? Like, where I'm going, trying to like,
Okay, so you're just buttering them up, basically.
yeah,
You don't have a strategy. You're just kind of like, hey, okay. Okay.
presence, command, or security.
Um, I think it's more security because you're trying to get access to a high-ranking Federation
Oh,
officer.
so it's difficulty 3 then?
Difficulty 3.
Anyone want to back me up somehow?
I mean, both of you are former Federation officers.
Yeah, I can. Since it's security, I can help out. Like, oh yes, we need da 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 da. Da.
Uh,
Well, actually, I suck at talking, so probably shouldn't be me.
yeah. Okay. So presence, security.
Hmm. Well, it's
So
12.
that's one die at 12.
Hmm.
Okay.
I'm very good on presents here, so maybe somebody else.
Yeah, honestly, you would probably hurt more than help just from being
Being
a
it. Yeah.
7 foot tall, 300-pound lizard.
Hey, I was with Starfleet. At least I can.
Yes.
Hey, there we go. That's four.
One, two,
Or
three.
three. Yep, three.
All right, that's exactly what you needed. So, you do get a meeting with, um, you know what? We'll just make it the admiral that's in charge of the entire area.
Hot
Um,
damn.
he, he is, we'll call him early middle aged, um, of Indian or Pakistani descent. He speaks with a slight Oxford accent that I am not going to try and mock because I will come off like a flagrant racist. But his name is Admiral Singh, and he is so you are like ushered into his office, and he, you know what, like he stands to greet you and like even goes to shake your hand. He's like, I'm Admiral Singh, and I've heard that you have some questions about green space.
That's correct. I'm the RH. Nice to meet you. Oh,
They
these are my
didn't bother giving you a
compatriots?
name.
Uh, I can have many names.
Fair enough.
I'll give them like a if you'd like, you could call me rant insert trill name here.
No, I've been kind of uh made aware of your capabilities, so we'll just take that at face value.
If that's the case, then I will. Oh, well then I'll go to my default setting if you don't mind,
He nods,
and I turn
kind
it
of
to my
watches
default setting.
thoughtfully. Like I could see why that would be your default. It would certainly put the right kind of person on at a disadvantage. And he smiles. I am very busy, but I will answer what I can the about Breen Space.
Well, mostly what we're worried about is the outer gate.
The anti-proton picket. Yes. We've been probing it for close to a year, but it is a significant obstacle to any covert operation that might be going into green space.
Do you know of any Romulans during the war that tried to infiltrate?
None successfully.
What was the uh, what happened there?
Um, we don't have any records because none of the ships survived. But
Ah,
Romulans did send several cloaked attack parties in. Tried to slip them through the sensor net. The Obsidian Order also tried towards the end of the conflict, or I
unfortunate.
guess Obsidian Order ships.
So, cloak would probably not help in this instance.
That is what we would believe from the evidence, but you know, who knows? They could just have gotten very unlucky.
Do any ships commonly go through?
There are certain passages that are like made specifically for trade. They still have to pass through the picket. Like there's not a hole in it. But you know, ships moving through there, especially when they're scheduled, don't necessarily cause alarm. There is some trade with the Ferengis and the Senkethi. From what we've been able to determine through, random uh, safety inspections, he raises his eyebrows. It's certain rare metals and elements. I have personal experience with the Breen that they are also very interested in the capabilities of proto matter, and so we suspect that they've been working with other powers in the region on like the safe handling and containment of proto matter.
She'll nod at that and look at the other one. See, does anyone else have any questions?
Well, we
Okay.
learned last game not to mess with proto matter.
I was I was just wondering if you had anything to add. Well, if not, I think I have a good idea because unless you want to share your scanner information, which would be very appreciated.
He just laughs
I
and like
didn't think
stands
so.
up with that gesture towards the door. He's like, "Okay, well, it has been interesting talking with you, and I can only imagine why one of my most trusted captains um, told me that it would be a good idea for me to see you, but I can't give out any classified information."
I didn't think so, but it never hurts to ask. As rule of acquisition 74 says, knowledge equals profit.
He's like, "I'll have to take your word for that one."
She'll extend her hand to do another shake.
Okay.
So I got an idea, guys.
Hmm.
Why don't we just pick up some cargo on, or try to find actually a cargo to trade from Ferenginar
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
and just roll on in? Like, worst case scenario, we can't find anyone, and then we're back at to where we're at right now. But
Hmm.
well, cool. We
You
got
don't.
20
Well, your ship definitely isn't built like a cargo ship.
specialized cargo.
You are built like a warship.
Okay, true. Well, unless we want to do something uncouth here, like maybe get a junior officer to let us take a look at those securities. I mean, I bet we could find someone who's a little bit more
Yeah.
open lipped, and she'll do that thing where she like pulls her arms like in front of her a little bit to like make her boobs like just maybe someone more talkative. Is there a 10 forward here?
Yeah, there is a bar. There are actually two. There is the officers club, which um think like five-star hotel lounge, right? So there's soft piano music, a nice view like out into the stars, hushed voices, fairly well lit, uh drinks in glasses. And then there's the place that the lower decks people go to, uh, which is a little darker. There's a haze in the air for some reason, even though like nobody smokes in the future. Uh, beer still in bottles
Hmm.
or whatever. You can definitely pay the guy at the end of the bar to get non-synthahol.
Do you guys want to check out the lower decks, and I'll check out the higher class one? See if we can't try our luck at either of those.
I mean, sending them off to do
Yeah,
they're not going to be useful for what you're trying to do.
Yeah, but talk to people. I don't know.
yeah, I can go
It'd be
buy some drinks
funny.
and just kind
I just don't want to take over the scene, and this is also funny as hell.
of.
Okay. So what are you guys trying to do in the CD? Not the CD bar. It's not seedy.
hmm
It's just loud and dark and full of young ship crew members trying to score with the space station personnel while they're laying over. You know.
hmm Uh, really, I'm just gonna buy people drinks and ask for stories about about the Breen, about.
So the average age
hmm
of the people in this bar is quite a bit lower than the average age of Starfleet.
hmm
I think this is for two reasons. One, the lower deck officers tend to be very young,
hmm
and number two, it is too late for any of like the lower ranked older officers to be out partying on a weeknight.
At the same
So
time, there might be people who do scans and stuff like that out there. Like, come
hmm
on.
yes, but nobody here has been had like combat experience during the Dominion War.
hmm
These people all came up after the Dominion War, and so
Yeah,
nobody
no,
has
I
like
just feel like,
first stories.
you ever see anything weird when you're scanning the the border?
Yeah, go ahead and do a presence command roll. I
This
would
might be
say, let me
security, actually.
no,
No? Okay.
no. Let's see, researching restricted information. So yeah, that's difficulty 3. Researching classified is 4. I'll be nice and I'll spend a threat to make it 4 instead of just declaring that it's 4.
Alright,
hmm
you two together. Let's see this. I believe in you.
Yeah, you want to let me hand there, Ev? Of course, I mean, so if we're gonna fail a 19 or a 20, but.
I mean, it's an 8 or under for both of you. So,
hmm
I'm not sure if I could give him a hand, if that could help.
Yeah, sure.
this is great. I love it.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
hysterical.
definitely presence command. Unless you're trying to get the information a different way. How are you even gonna
Uh,
get 4 successes here?
uh,
He's
yeah,
got to
Rolling
get
maybe in that
once, I
one,
guess.
case.
unless you want to
Yeah.
spend a momentum.
Yeah, yeah, I'll spend a momentum.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Alright,
can't
this is awful. I love it. Do it.
think of anything. Sorry.
All right. What are the chances of this? 8 is half a photo.
Oh, it's
It's
like less than 12%.
yeah.
That's what makes it
Whee!
great. Nope.
No.
Didn't critically fail.
But yeah, there are no oh, there's 1 2 successes.
Yeah,
That's
2 successes.
no, that's half of what you needed.
If
Yeah.
anything, you just gotta.
Yeah, so I feel like some young like butter bar lieutenant totally misunderstands what you're trying to ask. Like, hey, have you ever scanned anything funny when you look at the breed or whatever? But like because of the rise of the volume of the music at a critical point, it sounds like you say something completely different, and you end up
Yeah.
with a drink in your face.
Yeah.
Awesome. Love it.
All
I love
right,
it.
Tara,
I'll
same
walk
roll.
in with a very pretty, pretty outfit.
All right, so how are you approaching this?
Um, I am trying to seduce my way into it, either by getting to their quarters, uh, and maybe making some downloads of personal logs or something like that, or just trying to charm someone into blurting something out.
All right. So presence command. Difficulty 4.
All right. So this is 15-4. I will
Which focus are you using?
seduction.
Seduction? Yeah, okay.
Um, and I will up my chances a little bit. I hope I don't roll like I did that last time. All right. I believe
Yeah,
2, 3. Yes, 4.
you got it right on. Okay. So there is a young lieutenant commander in an operations uniform because everybody wears their uniforms in the officers club for some reason. But he buys you several drinks even though nobody pays for the drinks here. And it turns out that he is like part of the like listening posts that gather information that's coming from Breen space. So I think you do get he's like, "Oh yeah, I know all about that net. In fact, how would he in fact, I
I'm
know the
looping
best
him.
way to get through it."
Awesome. I'm looping him up really well too. He's getting drinks.
Oh. uh, I was not thinking about alcohol when you said that the first time. Um okay, yeah. So he says that there is a like the thinnest point and he kind of gestures. He's like it's they definitely have um patrols, but that is where there is the least amount of like overlap coverage in the sensor net. So you could probably get right up to one of the buoys. If you tried to cross it, you would still trigger the alarm, but you could at least like you know mess around with the buoy
Oh, so just pull up close, mess with it, and then go through? That's what he's
if
basically
you're
saying?
able. Yeah, that's the only place to access the sensor net without tripping it.
And I'll. Awesome. Um, I didn't make any more momentum, so I can't ask any more questions, but
You
I
cannot
think
ask any more questions.
that's enough. I will also ask a bunch of other questions, and oh, he's just so interesting. So that way, if it's not just the pretty lady asking about one specific thing.
Sure, but what you were asking about is not going to be a part of his story tomorrow
Yeah,
when he tells all of his coworkers about this.
no, at all. But at the same time, uh, men like to talk about their jobs and stuff like that. So
This is
letting
true.
him blab and listening and just being so interested in everything he has to say is
Okay. So Tara has found the spot that you can at least access the sensor network.
Mhm.
and you guys got sloshed in the lower decks bar.
Yes. All
Great.
right.
I don't think we need to go to Ferenginar anymore.
I don't
You
think you
guys?
need to go to Frankenar either.
Yeah. So since we don't want it to take a bunch of months to get there, or like a month to get there, I think we're. Yeah. You said each one of the squares is a month for us.
At your normal cruising speed, yes.
What about 8 or max or 7 or max?
Yeah. So it's 7. I think it's 11 days.
11 days.
Yeah,
I mean, we want to get
and
out of
you
there
could probably
quickly.
sustain that for one sector's worth of travel before like your engine starts to run into problems that you don't want your sole means of propulsion to.
Yeah, we can always transwarp to get close and then warp the rest of the warp a day or two the rest of the way. So let's do that. Also, just popping on up in transport might cause gravity sensors to go insane, or like the anomaly sensors to go wild.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Like even though these are like not listening outwards, they're kind of listening between each other. Like nobody's going to miss a transwarp showing up on their doorstep.
Yeah. So yeah, transport most of the way there, and then like spend like 3 or 4 days warping the rest of the way at cruising speed.
Okay, so you are within transporter range at least of the buoy.
I
It
believe. Oh, it appears.
well, uh, you can't scan it, or you haven't scanned it yet. Um, but it's like anchored in place, in some sort of a Lagrange point.
Well, I believe it would be you two that would be able to mess with this thing. Can we transport anyone? I assume it's shielded. We couldn't just transport someone near or on it, right? Or into it.
Not with transporters, but there's also. Well, wait. You would need to scan it first.
Scan away, kids.
It's control science. Whoever wants to do it.
I have a 13.
Control
What do you have, Ev?
science. I would
Control
have.
science. I got a 12.
I would have 11.
So I think it's Tom.
Yep.
We're the worst, best crew. I love it. I'm
mm-hmm.
All
and
right. Yeah.
you can have you said control science.
Yeah. Supported by the ship's sensors science. Difficulty is 2.
We got our Klingon, who's actually not that bad at it. Oh no, wait, not control. I was wrong. We have a 12 support in our bullion friend officer.
Sure, they can.
That's
Okay.
the first of your crew support.
Mm-hmm.
You get 3.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
3 like introductions of a side character. So you can say
Mm-hmm.
that he's helping, but this
Oh, but
scene
that's
is
all he
one
can
of your
help.
3. Well, this scene, so he can continue for the duration of like.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's great because then once if we can transport over too, he's our transport guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm good with that. You good with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so 13-1 for me.
He's
Uh,
12-1.
he's 12-1, and the ship is.
And the ship is 13-3.
Hey, not bad.
Yeah. No, no.
Yes, yes.
That's 2. Yeah. Didn't I say that's what you
Yep.
needed?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. There is an atmosphere on board. It is not at all breathable by humans or really anybody on board the ship.
That means
So you could. There is a brief window in like the shield cycling where you could beam one or more people over. However, they would have to do it, with the exception of Terra, in EV suits. which would just mean that any fine detail control work would be uh
Harder.
harder.
I mean, our control guys
I
suck
mean,
anyways,
you could
so
also just blow this thing up and slip across, and they would notice that it has been blown up, but not how
wouldn't
many
be able to.
ships or where they went.
I think that might be more our forte.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's right. James isn't here.
Yeah, like James is gone. Like Ever is fantastic at problem solving and reverse engineering stuff, but he is a mallet fixer, not a like fine tune, like screwdriver fixer. And I'm a talker. But we have security, ship security covered. Although our torpedoes still suck. Ah, it's shielded, right?
Yes, yes, it is.
But we could probably could we transport a couple of our shitty torpedoes into it during that cycle?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Fuck it, why not?
All right. So you're going to transport your photonic torpedoes on board and just let them detonate.
Yeah,
Okay.
like would that be as control security?
Yes. That's going to well, okay, let's do it like this. Somebody needs to do the timers or the triggering device on the torpedoes. Somebody needs to operate the transporter,
Like
and
RTC.
somebody needs to like time the shields.
Oh, okay. So is this three different maneuvers or just one big roll?
I think it's one roll with two people supporting.
All right. Well, we got our
So
transport NPC, who's really good at transporting, and he's already in this scene. Quag.
okay.
He's
So
got a
that's one of the support.
yeah.
I can do my
Uh,
control security for the main role.
and then Ev is really good at insight science. Like he could kill at timing that.
Okay.
Or not insight, reason
Give it a try.
science. Would that work?
So 14-4 for the ship because you're using the transporters.
Mhm.
And
Oh,
then
and Ev
go
could
ahead.
use his shielding thing too because
I do
it's
have
flying into
a focus on shield.
like because we're trying to get the timing on the shield matrix. So
Okay. So reason science, I think, for the shield. So that's 15
four.
4 because you've got that starship shielding. All right, so that's 15-4. And then Tom, you're doing control security. So
And
that's shipboard tactical systems. I don't actually see one that I think covers modifying a torpedo warhead. So you've got what, probably 16? Yeah, 16
Yeah,
1.
yeah, which is fair.
and then the ship is a
1. Oh, I already did the ship. The ship is 14-4.
awesome.
It's the Bullion who's the blue die. Quag, is that right?
Yep, and he's doing the transporter. So I think he's 12-3 or something.
14-4
14-4. Awesome.
because that's control engineering for the transporter.
And what's our difficulty on this?
3.
3. Awesome. Well, let's hope. I think we did it, but
Two.
I think so too. No, yes, no, yes, yes.
Yep. So 3
Yeah,
Yes,
so
attacks.
you,
we
you
made
got
it.
it. All right, so yeah, you beam 2 torpedoes on board, and they detonate. I don't think they destroy the whole thing,
hmm
but the shields are down, and like it's broken into a couple of large pieces. There's no power. What atmosphere there was on there is now crystallizing in the vacuum. So you can definitely get through,
hmm
but
Warp 1.
also everybody's gonna know you're here or
Yeah,
somebody's here.
warp 7 out.
Okay.
And cloak, cloak, cloak.
hmm
Okay. Whoops. I think this is ops. Yes, that is ops.
I wish there was like an item you could have that was just like a naming convention. Like that, it would just pull the name out of it. That'd be cool.
Okay. Yeah, so there is in your system, it takes you, a day or so to get there. But in your system there is literally one planet. It is L class, which means barely habitable to humans. It actually appears to have been terraformed or in the process of terraforming, but not into M class, like into something resembling this. So, low temperatures, different atmosphere with much more argon in it. Um, the process was either abandoned or stopped partway through, and nobody ever started it up again. So the atmosphere is breathable, but there is a higher level of carbon dioxide and a lower level of oxygen, which means that you guys will get out of breath a lot easier. Also, the planet is it the on the day side of the planet, temperatures are about -10 Celsius.
Well, you should all put coats on.
Most of the planet is frozen ocean, but there are several like volcanic um mountains that poke up from the frozen ocean scattered around.
Uh,
Oh, and there is I'm sorry, there is a beacon broadcasting that you can see. It's a green signal. You don't know what it means, but there is a single green signal broadcasting from a spot on the surface.
so did we have the location on the planet, or are we gonna have to scan for that?
You know where the beacon is.
Or I meant the where the facility is. Is it at the same place as
You
the
have
beacon?
no idea. You knew that it was in this system. You're assuming it's on this planet because there's no space station and there's only one planet.
Okay, I guess get close and scan.
hmm
All right.
Uh,
Control science difficulty 1.
I mean, I got that as a 12,
And that's me. It's 13 for
13.
me.
All right.
God, you guys need a
The ship,
science officer.
the
The
ship
ship
help.
will support, yeah, with its what 14 14 4
hmm
And the other cool thing is, oh, we should have gotten a momentum from our
13.
last scan because of our scanners. We have higher resolution sensors.
Oh, you're right.
So I'm up. But yeah, challenge 1. I think you got this.
So yeah,
hmm
the ship supports with a 13 3. Yes.
That's two.
Yes. All right. So, um, there. So all you have is it's one momentum.
But on a successful scam.
Oh, right. Duh. Yeah. So the beacon is um coming from like some sort of an automated thing, like a radio tower sort of thing. In a specific spot on the surface that is near a chain of those volcanic islands I was talking about.
Hmm.
Other than that, there are no power sources. There's no ships, no life forms, excepting some large aquatic life forms in the frozen oceans that tend to
Hmm.
live near hydrothermal vents deep in the ocean.
Hmm.
But is the beacon attached to a facility?
Doesn't look like it. It looks like it's just a beacon in the middle of the like a field of snow.
Could just be buried under a bunch of snow or underground. I mean, you're the one who did the scan, so you can ask questions, Tom, for momentum.
Yeah, that's right. I can.
Yeah, yeah. You can ask one question per momentum spent.
Mhm. So it'd be like something like, is there something below, or I don't know. Try to avoid
Um,
questions.
there are in most of those volcanic island chains or mountain
Hmm.
chains, there are natural caverns that you can detect.
Hmm.
However, this one does not seem to have any detectable caverns.
That's suspicious.
Hmm.
I think we head down there and search manually.
There might not be any other option.
Because it's probably hidden. Because you don't want your
Hmm.
Ketracel White facility just like, here we are! Blow us up!
Could they have
Yeah, let's go.
cloaked it in any way?
Say that
What
again?
if?
Could they have
Oh,
cloaked it, the facility, in any way?
I mean,
Yeah,
did
the
they have a
technology exists in several forms.
did they also
Mhm.
have a Romulan shit ton of Romulan cloaks left over from a while ago? From yeah, they could have cloaked it, but there's also other ways to
Or it could
hide
be
it. You
blocking
just
sensors or anything like
yeah,
that.
just
Yeah.
block sensors and stuff like that. I think we could transport down the three of us and maybe our Klingon friend because he is also good at combat. And we're good with survival.
Flying or beaming?
Uh,
That's right. We've got the.
shuttle pods.
Yeah, you do have the Federation shuttle in there. Um, it
We
will
also
let
have
you
the
cover
atmospheric
more
shuttle pod.
ground, and it will provide a warm, like, base of operations. However, there is a higher chance that it will be detected if somebody scans.
Yeah.
I mean, I say we transport down.
Hmm.
Is anyone opposed to that?
Nope. Sounds good.
Transport down.
Okay.
We'll bring our Klingon friend because we don't have a melee guy anymore.
Technically, you never had
Or
a melee guy.
melee lass.
Seems would definitely want to go down to the expedition. Sure.
We're all coming down.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. Nobody has to stay back for X or Y reason.
No, you've got crew now that will stay on the ship, so you're not up shit creek, just like leaving your ship parked with the windows down in a bad
Hmm.
neighborhood.
Yeah. Boy, look at that strange rock outcropping there.
Okay, so freezing temperatures, lots of snow, difficult to breathe. We
Hmm.
are going to do an extended task.
I am currently a Breen, by the way.
Okay. I had a note card somewhere over here with all of these. Okay, well, it's gone forever. Who knows?
Gone
Uh,
forever.
yeah. So you need 5 work, 3 breakthroughs, and the base difficulty for a task is 2. And this is to keep yourselves alive, to sort of like find something about this area where the beacon is, um, all kind of rolled into one. So you
Okay.
can all just kind of say, "Oh, this is the task that I'm doing," and um,
Hmm.
Alright. Well.
I can help us survive. I can do.
yeah, maybe let's start with that.
Hmm.
So base difficulty is 2,
Hmm.
and it's going to be fitness security.
Okay.
So 14.5 because you have the survival.
Hmm.
You also, if you want support on this one, you have your support character. He's also got survival. He's actually good at this.
Yeah, he and I can work on that.
Okay.
Like, what is it? Would you say control,
Fitness survival.
fitness,
Yeah, fitness
survival,
survival
fitness,
or security.
fitness
Yeah, fitness
security?
security.
So he's got a 13.4.
Or maybe let's have him approach it from a slightly different um and do reason. Oh, well, that's okay. Yeah, let's just do fitness then.
Hmm.
Yeah, 13.4 for him.
And mine's 14.5. Yeah.
That's
Wow,
three,
that's
four.
3. Oh,
Yeah, it's
that is
4.
4. Yeah. Okay, so that's 2 more than you needed. So yeah, basically the two of you like use your phasers to heat up rocks
Hmm.
and like build some sort of a
Hmm.
bull whatever. You
Forward.
you find a sheltered space and sort of build it up
Hmm.
while everybody else is searching. So roll 2d6 plus 2 or plus 1 die for each level of your discipline, which is security, which is 5. So roll 7d6. There's 6 in that stack there if you want to copy and paste it.
Hmm. Plus 1.
And does the support add anything to this or not?
No. All right. So you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 work, which means you get 1 breakthrough
Hmm.
because there's no resistance on the work, and I think what 2 effects? 2 effects. So what fun things can you do with? Oh, that's right. For some reason, the GM screen does not include the information on extended task. So 82. Extended tasks. Consequences, work, time pressure, breakthroughs, magnitude, great. There's a little list of fun things that you can do. Gathering specimens went a little too far. Here we go. Okay. So, that's momentum.
Mhm.
Effects. Triumphant. If the character achieves a breakthrough, which
Mhm.
you did,
Did.
and one or more effects are rolled, then
Was. Right?
you can do an additional breakthrough. Or you
Yeah.
can do oh,
Mm.
can obtain benefits. Character has multiple benefits, and all of them are triggered. Yeah. Okay. Well, never mind. So you make an additional 2 work, and you do an additional breakthrough. No wonder this was on the easy side. I completely misunderstood how effects work. All right. So who's doing something next?
Can I go in and do a cultural studies, insight security, to know about where uh, the Dominion Alliance would have hidden something like this?
Yeah, that works. Insight, security, difficulty 2.
Okay. That is an insight. So it's a 15-4 with cultural studies. Are you fucking kidding me?
Wow. Well, at least you didn't have anybody helping you.
Yeah, right? Okay. I wandered
Oh,
around for a while.
obviously under that tree. There's no. Okay, not under that tree. Okay,
Yeah.
buried 6 feet deep here in this. No. Okay, no, it's not there either.
So I spent the afternoon wandering around. Dear gods, I'd be killing it at D&D right now.
Yeah. All right, Everoth.
You could probably get away with something similar, but insight engineering.
That is
How
true. Like
about
any facility would need power and conduits and shit.
Like you could probably
yeah?
tag your
So to that, I
electroplasma
want to use
portal.
my engineer goggles.
You want to use your engineer goggles?
Yeah, well, engineering goggles should allow me to detect powers on the facility. Since most things are like cover and everything, it should detect the power surges. So I am thinking that with some Star Trek engineering goggles, I should be able to detect the nearby power surge
So he's
that
basically
might be
got to
concealed.
hunt from his tricorder into his goggles. I like that.
Yeah. Okay. So insight, engineering, difficulty is 2.
And power thing
It's
for him.
engineering.
Um, except it's not
Electroplasmic power system.
electroplasmic,
Okay. You just did
but
basic
Reverse
power
engineering
systems.
or just
yeah, a reverse
engineering?
engineering. You've got enough focuses that skirt around the edges that I'm fine just calling it that you have a focus.
So that would be
Okay.
16-5. Don't roll like I did.
Let me see if I can find
Spend a
something.
momentum and add a die.
You did it.
3 and a 16.
That the 3 is the 2 that
So
you
three
needed.
successes.
Oh, 3 successes.
Yeah, because
Okay.
it's a 16.
Yeah. Yeah. So roll. What's your engineering?
My
5.
engineering
Yes.
was 5, yes.
So roll 7d6.
76. Alright, here they go.
Wow. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 work, which is enough to get that third breakthrough. Plus one more breakthrough, which doesn't matter. Plus 1, 2, 3 more work. Yeah, okay. All right, now I understand what makes these easy or hard. All right, so yeah, you are able to like detect power signatures, and there is a little tunnel that's like it's actually heated on the inside,
Mhm.
but just enough to keep it from icing over.
Mhm.
That leads like through a weird rock formation and onto the side of a mountain with an active geothermal spring. So the
And what looks
uh
like a messed up face.
yeah, so you can see sort of like looking from this angle now that there's definitely like an unnatural structure built into the side of this mountain that you are looking up on. So while it is above the freezing temperature of salt water, this
Mhm.
this water is still quite cold.
Mhm.
So you're gonna want to find a way across there.
All right. Oh, I guess he is gonna let the team know. There by the formation. And
Oh yeah,
just
you can all
basically
see it.
point out the hole.
Yeah, we can all.
Like you come out of this tunnel and like the base is looming above you.
Mhm.
It's our our friend is waiting outside because we didn't spend for the third scene.
He's still part of this.
Oh yes, okay.
I just had to split the map in two. All right, what's the plan, Stans?
Um, so it's a we have to like tumble our way across or something.
I mean, it's cold salt water.
Mhm.
It's above the freezing point of water, but it's still cold,
And we'd be wet.
and you would be very wet on something that's negative 10 Celsius.
Um,
Not a good idea if you lack survivability.
I am going to cut with my phaser, cut a rope
Oh,
for us off of what we're currently standing on.
all right. Control security. Let me look at my little difficulty list because my gut says 3. Shooting an enemy with a phaser in poor light. Shooting an enemy in a defensive position with a phaser in poor light. Yeah, let's just do 3.
3. All right, so this is a. I'm going to use momentum, and this is a 14-4. Whoop.
No,
2.
no, yes, 2. You got 2, but you needed 3.
Yeah. I mean, I could always use my thing.
You could. You could also. Oh wait, you know what? Let me just look here real quick. No, there's nothing that I feel like I could compel to give you another determination. So you're just gonna have to spend it and be determinationless
I mean,
if you
that's
want to
what these are
re-roll.
for. I mean,
Yep.
I'll do it, and I have to roll all three, correct?
Yes, but first you have to tell me which value
Oh,
you're
I'm
using.
tagging. I am going to tag. Can't make a deal if you're dead.
That's fair.
All right, let's try this again. Come on, enough with these 19s.
Much better. Wait. Yeah, because what's your control?
My
I forget what the number was. Oh, that
control.
was 14.
God damn it! I rolled a 2 again.
Yep.
Well,
Well, now that I see what you're doing, I can try it as well.
Are you trying to cut a chunk of ice out? No, 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 no,
Yeah.
no. You you have the focus of your beam way too wide.
Yeah.
All right,
It's
show her
like,
how
"Okay,
it's
here we
done, Tom.
go." Yeah. Would aim help at all?
No.
Yeah, I figured. I'll still throw a momentum just to be safe, but wrong way. Okay, 16.5.
you know what? You could always use also emergency power. We haven't tagged this yet. Like overcharge your phaser.
Let's put the ship.
Okay, never mind then. Come on, Tom, don't screw this up.
1, 2,
You
3.
didn't screw it up. There you go.
Okay. So yes, you cut a chunk of the ice out, and with a shove of your foot. Why is that? Oh, because of the steam. Okay. Go away, steam. Uh with a shove of your foot, like you get enough momentum to get across.
Yay.
Okay. So as you start up the hill, you are able to see figures. There are 3 Breen at the entrance to at the one door to this facility. You can see it has been
Mhm.
cleared away, like the snow and ice.
Mhm.
And as you get closer, you realize it's not like been shoveled away or melted
Mhm.
away. It's basically been blasted away as they keep trying to use different types of energy weapons or explosives on the door to no avail.
I got this. You guys cover me.
Okay.
If I send a signal,
Mhm.
uh, please shoot them.
Okay. So REH, disguised as a Breen,
Mhm.
walks up to the Breen patrol.
I will ask when I pull up their progress.
Um, who are you?
Breen name.
Are you from a ship?
Yes.
Um, please, like, beam us up, get us out of here.
Oh. Okay. Uh, 3 to beam up.
Okay.
I'll just beam that up. And then like under my point, like and have security there. Don't teleport the
They
weapons.
are heavily armed and they are carrying explosives.
Yeah, can we?
Yeah.
I think in the past they teleported up without weapons. I think it's under
Actually, I
EMP.
think they disarm the weapons
Mhm.
if they know that they're carrying them. Like
Mhm.
they detach some stuff. Okay. Yeah. All right. So you just captured three breen. So I'm just gonna throw these over here so we don't forget about that.
That's not gonna bite us in the ass.
Well, we saved them.
hmm
Okie doke.
I'll wave over and go, alright guys, I took care of it.
The
All
fuck are we
right.
gonna do with Breen on our ship?
Everybody's at the door. The door is heavy. You know, it's a blast door. It's the kind of thing that you would build if you expected this place to come under attack. It's also pitted from various weapon fires and explosives.
Mhm.
This seems like a used thing.
Yeah.
Here, keep us. You muted there, buddy?
Oh, sorry. Keep forgetting my name. What kind of role you need?
Uh,
And you tell me. You need to get into the facility.
Open the door somehow. How do you want to do it? They had tried exploding it.
Well, I am an engineer. I'm just gonna dismantle the door.
You're gonna dismantle. Okay. Um, I mean, it's a security door that's specifically meant not to be easy to breach.
Dismantle.
So we're gonna make it a difficulty for
Yeah, but even security
reason
doors have a way
security.
to install and install. Okay.
Difficulty for reason
Reason
engineering.
security. That would make my roll a 15.
Reason
Reverse
engineering.
engineering.
Reverse engineering.
So that's a 16. Also would his reverse engineering help on this one?
Not reverse engineering. No, Starship. Nope, nothing there.
All right, and CC difficulty what? 4?
4.
Use at least one momentum.
Okay, I'll
Can I assist or maybe
use one momentum and
I'll assist too. Or maybe Tom can.
oh,
The security front.
hmm
Control security maybe from one of us.
That sounds like a good idea. Like one of
Tom,
you
that's a you.
Yeah, I'll do that.
using
And
the super magnet on the locking mechanism.
Yeah.
maybe his focus on computers.
Not computers. Do you have like a security systems or something?
No, I should have.
Okay.
That's probably what I meant was yeah.
But at the very
That's
least,
okay.
with 4 dice, that gives us a chance to actually do it.
Yeah. So six. Mine's 16-1.
So all of this is 16-1.
16-1. And you need 4.
Yep. So all of these have got to be under 16.
give in the red, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Here, there you go.
Ah,
Yep.
wow. All right. Okay. Yeah, you open it and a blast of warm, slightly sulfur-ish smelling air comes out. And you can it's dark inside, but you can slip in.
Turn on the flashlight.
It's the future. Nobody has flashlights.
They have flashlights all the time in this show.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. All right. Let's avoid getting too crazy with exploring this map before we get to each part. And actually, before we do that, why don't we take a break because we've been going strong for 2 hours.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, you are watching the Kobold Cafe, and we'll be back in like 7-ish minutes. All right, we are back, and you guys have slipped into a surprisingly warm facility. Very dark. You're in a long tunnel that looks like it's been carved out of natural stone. The air is slightly scented of sulfur. You imagine the place probably uses geothermic power. And it's a long, straight corridor, so there's really only so many places you can go.
Down the corridor.
Okay. Yeah, come to a T intersection, and there are doors on either end,
Always go
left or
left.
right. Adventurers take the left-hand path.
Always go left. That's the rule.
Okay. So you are in something of a storage room. There's some crates along one wall and a metal staircase that leads up to another level.
Does anyone want to scan that? Those crates?
No, I
Yes,
guess
I
not.
am. What's in the
Sure.
crates?
Um, chemicals like reagents and various yeah, just chemical shit. Um, most of them are fairly common. All of the boxes are half empty or more.
Okay.
Just make a note on my pad of what's in it.
Okay,
Up.
up. Who's going first?
Our kung fu guy.
By all means.
Is that Dan?
Yep.
Okay, Dan.
Mhm.
Um, um, gonna. Yeah, go ahead and give me a fitness security roll.
Okay.
Oh, was it more broken than what it looked like?
14.
Oh, it collapsed under him. I see what happened.
That's two. Okay. Yeah. So you step on one of the stairs, one of the lower ones even,
Mhm.
and you hear a click. And
Mhm.
suddenly from the top going down, the entire thing starts falling apart at like the assembly points.
Mhm.
You manage to like jump and roll as it collapses, but there's a pile of rubble where the staircase used to be.
Murder.
I would like to repair this stair.
Now, give me a boost.
I don't
I'll
think.
pull you up afterwards. I put my arms up to get a pickup by Dan.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah, I'll give her a
difficulty
boost up.
1, fitness security.
From me.
No, from the person picking you up, you're a giant hunk of metal.
Oh yeah. Have fun.
What's your fitness security of?
8, 12. Difficulty
I'll
1.
do.
You got this.
Security would be. What do you say with security? Security reason?
Fitness
Fitness.
security.
Fitness
You got
security.
this. You have more.
Okay.
You have about a 75% chance.
Okay. Let's do our best.
Which you did. It looks like you got 2.
Awesome.
Gaining momentum. And the REH is able to grab the edge of the lip and pull herself up. That way.
All right, now I'll actually while I'm grabbing onto the lip while he's boosted, I'm now a rope. I don't transform into a rope, but go ahead and climb me up.
All right. What do I need to roll? Another same roll?
Nothing. Tara, this time you give me the fitness security roll.
Okay, difficulty 1.
Yes.
Again, 50-50 chance. Or 75% chance. What? Well, I already made it. Made it by 1.
Okay. And then is Dan also using you as a ladder?
Oh, I thought he made it up with his ninja skills running up the staircase. Okay. All right, Dan,
He went
grab
down.
on.
All right, one more time, Tara.
Could I assist her? Sorry, what was the name of your
Yeah,
character?
yeah, you could absolutely assist her by
Oh, I was already
well,
rolling.
she already rolled, so
We did it.
yep. In fact, your assist would have made that a complication. So,
Yeah.
all right, yeah, everybody scrambles up, and you are in a well lit um medical facility. Uh, very clean, especially like from what you've seen of the facility so far.
Mhm.
There's a couple of like different types of operating beds. There's a row of stasis chambers along the wall, some kind of furnace, and more crates of various medical supplies.
I'm gonna check the stasis chambers. What's in them?
Two of them have Breen. One has a Jem'Hadar, and the last one you have no idea what sort of creature it is. Well, I take that back. You could probably roll to see if you knew what kind of creature it is.
I might as well. What science? Uh, insight or reason?
Reason science
What's the difficulty?
2,
All right.
because they are a fairly minor race.
Got 25% chance of this, but whatever.
Never quoting the odds.
Oh,
Yay!
yeah. All right. Now I have to remember what their name is.
Somethings.
No, I think it's just somethings. Oh. We're almost there. It is a Tarlac. So, humanoid with fairly large lobes above the eyes where hair doesn't grow. Shockingly good looking as far as humanoids go. Uh, yeah, I guess if you know enough to recognize them, you would also know that the Tarlac were a client race of the Sana. Or is it Sona?
It's Sona. Those were the ones that joined the Dominion in that awful Star Trek movie, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Um. Okay. Are they all alive?
No.
Oh, they're all dead.
Yes, but you can't see anything more through the glass. You'd have to open the stasis chamber and
But the life sign detector is not on.
correct.
Okay. Pop them open.
Pop open the stasis chambers.
Yeah.
Okay. Both the breen wither down into almost nothing. Um, like an unrecognizable shriveled corpse. Uh, the other two, as you like slide out their slabs, you can tell that they've had organs removed. That there's like hundreds of injection sites along their arms where pneumatic things have either or where you know either something has been injected into or removed through the skin. Um, basically, they're the medical subjects or experiment subjects, or possibly tortured.
Yeah. Well, this is grim, wouldn't you say?
All of the above.
Someone want to check the logs?
I can do that.
What would we need to do that? Reason? Science or reason engineering?
Um, I don't think they're encrypted or encoded. It's more a
Hmm.
matter of making sense of them. So
Hmm.
I would actually say it's going to be a medicine roll, reason medicine.
I got that.
Oh yeah, you do.
All right.
Uh, it's one of those where there's no set difficulty, but the more
Mhm.
successes you get, the more information I will give you.
Okay. So 14-1, I guess. Let's.
We got a lot of Oh, I guess you're rolling straight up, so never mind.
Mhm.
Oh, that's
That's
two.
two.
Okay. Yeah. So, the Breen were not volunteers, but the other two were. Their like genetic information was being used to help try and treat some sort of a um fatal disease, or maybe it's a genetic defect. It's kind of hard to tell, but the researcher was basically um trying to use portions of their genetic code to stave off uh death from this genetic disease. There's a lot of doctor's logs, blah blah blah, but
Mhm.
um I don't know, they don't make a whole lot of sense. Like, you're a combat medic, you're not a
Yeah.
doctor or a geneticist.
Mhm.
And the way that the logs are dictated,
Mhm.
um, it assumes that they are the only ones that are going to be reading it, and so
Mhm.
there's no information. Like, there's like whole chunks. Okay, so trial 22B failure. Try resequencing these three base pairs and try again. Whatever it is.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, there's like 20 plus years of experimental logs here.
We'll just copy those, and we can sort through it later.
All right. We want to go. I
check
guess we always
the
go left, so the bridge on the left.
check the lockers and stuff, or whatever.
Yeah, I mean it's all sorts of
Yeah, just
medical
medical stuff.
shit.
Cool.
All right, you go through the door, and you are in a um like, the air is really fresh here,
Mhm.
and are lights in the ceiling that make it look like you're outside.
Mhm.
It's warm. There's even a slight breeze somehow. And then, yeah, a bunch of plants.
Wow.
Well, that's pretty. Uh, are these things just statues?
They are working instruments, but they are mostly antiques,
Mhm.
if that makes sense.
Oh, let's put a marker on these things to beam up. Also
Mhm.
with
The
our other ship.
whole facility was undetectable from orbit.
Well, once we down that, we're just gonna make a mark that it was indeed something that we'll take care of later. This money making opportunity
Sure.
because we have an antique shop. What do you
You do
want?
have an antique shop.
But there's nothing else in here. No, like it's just like
Well,
a
there's a
nice
curtain.
curtain. Oh, there's a curtain.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, that's a curtain. I'm gonna wander over the curtain. What's in the curtain?
Yeah.
Yeah, you pull the curtain back, and there is like a living room. There is music playing, although you don't recognize it. Um, Old paintings on the ground or on the walls, rather. Uh, a replicator for food.
Mhm.
Books, carpet. Like this place would put any admiral's private quarters to shame.
Well, I'm
Nice.
gonna steal all these later for our
Yeah.
shop, but
Next curtain, I guess.
Yeah, the next curtain is a dining room study. Um, this is not in quite as good a condition. There's a lot of empty bottles here.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, it's just yeah. Obviously, this place was left in a hurry.
Mhm.
and the last curtain.
There's somebody still in that bed, and so like she rolls over, and she is god awfully hideous. Right, her skin is like stretched across her face and pinned there.
Is that the same race
She,
as the Soma?
this is the Sona, yeah. She's got an eye patch. Um, her skin is bandaged where like you can even see like there's fluid seeping a little bit under her bandages. And so she turns over and looks like, "Oh, visitors, how lovely!" And she gets out of bed and smoother. You'll have to excuse my appearance. I wasn't expecting uh any visitors this early.
Uh, I never said I wasn't gonna be green. I will. I think
Oh,
I'm still green. No,
okay.
no, no. I would have gone back to
Would you have?
my. Eh, 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 eh. Let's 50-50 this. Evens, I did. Odds, I didn't.
Evens, you did do
Uh,
something other than Breen?
I went back to my default state.
Okay.
Even.
Okay, so you did go back to your default state.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So yeah, she like smooths her bedclothes down. She's like an Orion. I haven't seen any races besides I haven't seen anything except those droll Breen in quite some time.
Mhm.
Excuse me for a moment, would you, dear? And
Not
she
at all.
slides the curtain closed for a moment, and then when she reopens it, she's dressed as you see here.
Mhm.
Uh,
Like,
I was told that this may be a Ketersol White production facility.
it's true. It's been quite some time. But we did used to produce Ketracel White for the Dominion here before the hostilities ended. Now I'm afraid it's just me and the occasional wanderer, um, somebody who will come in and um, avail themselves of my hospitality.
We were maybe hoping to negotiate the purchase of the production facility of the White.
Or at least how to do it.
Or
Um,
or the recipe of the White.
uh, not just any facility can manufacture Ketracel White. It is a very involved process that requires a purpose-built facility.
Mm.
However, I have been stuck here for quite some time, and I would be willing, for the right price, to help you set up a new production facility.
Maybe on Empok Nor or near to it.
Um,
Additionally, we do have the ability to produce some here, though it will take some time.
we'd rather not have production be in green space.
No, I just mean now we could go over and turn on the machines. It'll just take a few
Oh,
hours.
I see what you mean. Okay. I look at the other group.
Yeah, we can do that too. I
Um,
mean, I'm kind of worried about the
Gustavus
fact
will
that we
just
blasted our
Yeah,
way into the
yeah.
green
the,
space,
Actually,
but
we'd prefer just to have the equipment and someone knowledgeable about the production of it.
we probably can't take the equipment, but we can at least, take her knowledge.
Well, and the chemicals. We could take the chemicals.
Hmm.
um, what can you offer me in payment?
Well, we have a ship that would be able to take you off, and we could also set you up with a facility on a new up and coming space station.
I would also require a living supply of genetic material from a different species every week or so.
What do you mean by living? A person?
Yes. Like I've done what I can with the test subjects that I've been able to store, and the occasional Breen patrol that fall for my little um my lure and come in here. But um there's only so much you can do with Breen genetic material, especially once they start to break down when exposed to oxygen. So in order to continue my research, I'm going to need fresh genetic material on an ongoing basis.
Would these would these individuals be hurt in any way or killed?
Well, there's no science without sacrifice.
Hmm. You would have to speak to our. I'm not obliged, able to make such arrangements. You need to speak to our commander.
Okay, fair enough. You talk to whoever you need to. I'll be here. Um, if you have an answer, of course. And she kind of looks over at the two of you, and she's like, "If anybody wanted to stay while she communicated with your higher up, I'm sure we could find a lovely way to pass the time." She goes over to
Just
the little sideboard here and pulls out a bottle of some type of alcohol, and then considers the mass of the Gorn and pulls out a bigger bottle of alcohol and a couple of glasses and pours them.
I'll smile and say, just a moment. I must confer with my co. Yeah, this woman's insane, right?
We go to the side. Like, yeah, she's.
Yeah, we go huddle out somewhere else.
yeah, the Gustavus nods and still scratches his the back the lower part of his jaw, saying, "So I could stay." Looking at the bottle.
You'd end up in one of those. You'd end up in one of those tubes after she drugged you.
uh the Sana are also notorious hedonists.
Hmm. Gotcha.
I mean, think think like European MDMA club
Hmm.
meets Cenobites.
But at the same time, we could get her research.
I mean, Tom already has all of her research. None of it was about Ketracel White.
Yeah.
Or we could get like, do we? I'll look. Maybe we could get more information on that for a not incredibly humanitarian.
I think probably for one of you, she would exchange the recipe for Ketracel White, but she knows what she's bargaining with.
You mean for one of us to stay?
Well, one of the two of them, not you.
I will. Maybe we could get transport off planet for her. I will move over and say, look back and say, we're unable to actually offer um, any more than travel off the station. It would be up to our commanding officer if she would like to let you stay. But if you're having problems finding subjects for your research, maybe it's time to move on elsewhere. The recipe for white to get you off planet.
Um, I do need new genetic material, but it also takes a while to set up a facility like the one I have here. Plus, while the bream definitely leaves something to be desired, I can usually entice two or three of them into my little web on a regular enough basis that I can keep my head above the water. You're gonna have to offer me something a little bit more than that if you want the recipe to catch a cell white.
Does she look like she's out of power?
I'm sorry, you broke up in the middle there. I have no idea what you said.
Yeah,
Sorry, does she look like she's out of power in some sectors or areas of this facility?
No, the facility seems to be running just fine.
Oh, damn. There goes my chip. Never mind then, ignore me.
we couldn't offer any full living subject, but we could offer tissue samples.
From how many different species?
I mean,
Um,
could replicators do stuff like that?
no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different species.
Genetic material from 6 different species, but just samples, right? Not anything that I could implant into myself to help stave off my oncoming death, right?
No, I mean there is one other option.
I'm listening.
I could offer you life in a different manner.
She like sits on the edge of the table and starts drinking from one and then the other glass that she was holding because it doesn't look like anybody else was going to take her up on her offer of a drink. Um, she's like, are you talking about transference into an artificial body?
Correct.
I do admit that I have thought about the idea on occasion, but I
Or
am
holographic, but
a medical doctor and don't even know where to start.
I could get you in contact with a very intelligent roboticist and holographic engineer.
That's far from a guarantee.
It's better than what you have now.
What I have now is a way to keep my life prolonged fairly indefinitely just in the state that you see me in. And she kind of gestures to her frail and in some cases bleeding body.
But you could be anything you wish to be if this pans out. And who knows? Maybe the on Ferengi or Ferenginar with my person, they might be willing to work with you in a more um, meaningful manner on your current endeavors either.
All right, let's make this
Reinter-
an opposed roll.
Okay. What would this be?
Her
Uh,
insight security
pers-
versus your
presence.
presence command.
Okay. Can I
And it's actually her insight
persuasion?
command. Yeah, it's absolutely
Persuasion.
persuasion.
Okay. So this is 14-4. This is an
And use a
opposed
color
roll.
other than red. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna also use a momentum because actually we have 5. Are people okay with me using 3 of these?
Yeah, go nuts.
Yeah,
Yep,
what's
by
the
all
worst that could happen?
means, go on.
Lots.
But hold on, that's one too many.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry. All right. Roll all these.
Roll them all.
Oops.
No, it's fine. Still random.
something. Linnea, Destroyer of Worlds.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Oh!
Oh. Well, I beat her, but with 2 freaking.
I think you tied her. Because she got 3. How many did you get?
4.
Okay, then yeah, you did. Oh, no, wait. That's 4. 1, 2. I thought that 16 was 19 because I'm upside down and an idiot. Okay. 4. All right. So I think you just don't.
Unless, there is. I can do something. She got what, 3 or 4? She got
She
4?
got 4 because her number was 16, 16.5, and you got
And you can't just re-roll some dice, right?
no for a determination. You have to keep the new roll.
But there's 2 freaking.
There are 2 complications in there.
Might be worth it just to pull that complication. Dear gods, what is with this session? Uh,
Um,
um,
I mean, the bigger the smile, the sharper the knife. I would let you
yeah,
challenge
challenge
that.
that.
But that means that you would have to change it after this session,
I mean, that's what I was gonna do anyway. I was just,
and
yeah,
then use whisper your way to success to spend the determination for the reroll.
okay. And it's just my end, right? Not the entire thing.
Correct. Yeah, she is not rerolling. You alone are rerolling.
It's worth it just for the freaking uh
Complications.
complications. Yeah, that was
Okay.
ridiculous. What is with me this session?
1,
That's
2, 3, 4, 5. Right?
yeah, I
What's your
think so.
number? Inside 11. Oh no, 15.
No, darn it. Tied again, but at least there's no
At least there are no complications. Okay. Yeah.
complications. Yeah.
So basically, here is her issue: is she is willing. She's willing to move. She's willing to help you guys, but she does need basically
A dead person every week.
well, or like samples from living people every day. She needs genetic material um that she is implanting into herself or running experiments on to keep herself alive. So she's not going to give up the fact that like the Breen are here and constantly trying to come inside, and every once in a while she'll open the doors and let them come inside and then do horrible things to them. So she's not going to give up that like regular stream of Breen genetic material go away on the chance that she can be uploaded or the chance that you will find a way to.
So
So
she
like
be
if
guaranteed skin samples or other tissues or things like that on the regular,
yeah,
on the
like
daily.
if everybody on the station would be willing to like when it's their turn go in and get you know s- 1 week it might be cerebral spinal fluid or bone marrow or a fucking kidney like the people that are on the station now could probably tie her over, but
They'd be selling bits of themselves. Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to agree to that.
it's a hard sell.
And with that tie, she's not willing to. I have.
Yeah, she cannot be convinced to give up her treading water of being keeping alive here for a chance at a better life somewhere else.
Well, I'm out of ideas. Do you guys have anything?
Hmm. I was thinking, could I analyze her somehow with my tools? So see if I can provide what she is requesting without anybody harming?
Yeah,
Anybody
give
being
me
harmed? Like maybe there's some
reason
biological ways that she could use her reason.
medicine, difficulty 5.
Oh, that's 12
That'd be
with a
Wait, wait,
medicine
wait.
of
We
1.
have. We
Difficulty
will have.
5? Really?
We will have 40 empty incubation chambers soon.
hmm Oh yeah, we could give her those.
With I'm not. I'll start with. We'll have incubation chambers soon. If you could technically probably modify those to create mindless creatures that would fit your criteria.
Oh yeah, I mean that technology absolutely exists. You
Illegal.
yeah, it's illegal as fuck, but um
What if
if
we?
you could promise her immunity from any sort of prosecution as it relates to that.
I
Um,
mean, we're not a part of any government, are we?
No.
no, it's just like the station itself.
Like I
We
can't
seem to be
promise.
pretty
I can't at the very least, what I can
independent.
promise you is we could give you a couple of those incubation chambers if our commander says no.
She just like I said, if she's going to put her life on the line leaving here, she's going to need something more definite.
All right. Uh, if it's on the ship, if it's on our ship and we're not attached to anyone, sure. Screw it. At the very least, you can do it on our ship.
Okay, so that's like a cargo bay on the ship with the incubation chambers
hmm
As long as she's
and
being
the medical
mindless.
bay as long as they're mindless.
hmm
And every once in a while, she's going to need new genetic material to grow the clone.
I mean,
But
Yeah, fair.
yeah, I
it's
mean, but that's
it
a lot
works
better
for
than like spinal fluid.
hmm
it works for our like gray, and then we'll also have a doctor on board, a scary doctor, but a doctor.
Those terms are
right.
acceptable to her.
Yay? Question mark?
Like, oh, this is exciting. I'm gonna
I
be
like
on
this
board
ship.
a
It's
ship with
exciting.
yeah, uh, just me and how many men are on your ship?
We have about 40 Riemann on board.
Ooh, Remans, I've heard about them.
And soon some Jem'Hadar too, probably.
Yeah, and soon some
Oh, I
Jem'Hadar
am
probably.
well acquainted with Jem'Hadar, and she kind of like muses for a second as she finishes off one of her two drinks, and she's like, "It's too bad that they don't last very long."
Uh, but yeah, do you want to drop your like shielding you have going on so you can teleport everything you need out of here before the Marines show up?
Um. Oh, I don't know how any of that works. I didn't build this place. I'm a doctor.
I'm gonna
Damn
look
it,
at
Jim.
our I'm gonna look at our Gorn friend. Do you think you can turn it off?
Gotta
What
find the
would I need
control room.
to roll to know if I can turn it off?
Yeah, give me a reason engineering, just a difficulty one.
There you go.
That
I
does it.
Yeah.
believe I
Um,
succeed.
it's not that there's like artificial shielding. It's something in the makeup of the rock that blocks scanning.
I misspelled that. I accidentally overrid the thing.
We set up uh, boosters like we did on the Reunion planet.
Yeah, if there's boosters in here, we can probably do it.
They do not have pattern buffers here. You have some on the ship.
That's I meant if we got some from the ship.
Yeah, we could have them transport down. We could actually leave and then do it. It's hopefully as fast as we can.
Hmm.
That's our best option. All right, we'll get the pattern buffers to get your stuff out of here. Everything that you need.
Yeah. She just kind of gestures to like, well, I think she'll grab like her favorite few books and her clothes, but she can fit it all into like a suitcase or something.
Yeah, but we can get your furniture. We can try to get your furniture and stuff out of here too. Oh, is that
Okay.
all you need right there?
She's like, yeah. Um, I don't need all this ostentatiousness to enjoy life. It makes it made the tedium and boredom of being here mostly alone after my Jem'Hadar all passed bearable, but with the excitement of being on a ship with who knows how many different species and people to explore, um, I don't care if I have a couch or not. And
I
she
mean,
she looks at the Gorn and maybe runs a hand down his forearm. She's like, as long as I have a bunk.
I
I was
like
gonna
Um,
her.
say, do you
She's
need anything
scary.
Chris,
for?
Yeah. Do we
Chris
need anything for the
TV's just gonna
Ketracel
smile
White?
and says, "She's friendly."
Oh yeah, the Ketracel White requires a dedicated facility to be set up.
Yeah,
Um,
but I mean, do we need anything from here that you need?
um, no matter how big your ship is, I guarantee you that um, there is nothing here that you could transport up that would be worth taking,
Okay.
or that would improve your ability. Like I know the
Mhm.
recipe, the components are fairly easy to come across. It's really just knowing how it's manufactured and taking the time to set up a production facility.
All right.
Cool.
I guess we're sacrificing one of our cargo bays. Yeah. Cool. All right. Like we'll head outside and transport out. I guess. Unless anyone else anything to say
No, that
before we
sounds
do it.
about good.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, so you
God,
transport up
Starfleet would be
to the
pissed
ship.
with us. Yeah. That is the one nice thing about not being Starfleet is the fact that you can make deals like that. Alright, so we're back in orbit now.
You are back in orbit, and you do detect a Breen ship heading into the system.
Peace out, guys.
Slipstream the fuck out of here.
Yep.
Has it been a day since you used the slipstream? I don't think it has.
Yeah, it has. We slipstreamed over there and then warped the rest of the like in 3 days, so we wouldn't show up right
Yeah,
at your
you're right.
doorstep.
Yeah.
Slipstream. Also, at the same time, we will drop the Breens off in an escape pod or something because
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna be like,
Okay.
all right, I'll walk up to the guys before we go and be like, all right, we're gonna let you go back to your brethren. Got you off the planet. Have a good time.
Okay.
And then peace the hell out because I don't want to take a Breen ship on.
Yeah.
Those things are terrifying.
Even our big like lance ship could barely take a Breen ship.
Yeah. Do we want to? Do we need to roll anything, Colin, or can we just peace
Yeah.
out?
No, it's a daring con difficulty um, to like avoid their tractor beams and to be able to maneuver past it to warp out.
Uh,
Because if you're gonna slipstream, you have to be pointing
We
in
have
exactly
a
the right
pilot, right?
place.
we do, but they're for support. I think Tom's our highest daring con now.
If you can give me another way that you were slipping past the Breen ship in order to
I mean, are we?
yeah. Breen battle tactics.
That would just help with the roll.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm using like I'm using my knowledge of.
Oh, security. So you were doing like a security reason thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Okay. So here, the red die is 15-4, and that's the pilot support. Tom, I'm gonna make you yellow
Mm-hmm.
because that's
And
security. And
Mm-hmm.
what's your uh
15
control
is reason security
insight
or
security?
inside security is still 13
13-4
13
or 5?
5 5.
13-5.
and
All right.
ship. Can the ship help?
Yes, the ship will help with its um I guess engines security for like that attack pattern style.
Mm-hmm.
So what is that? 13. 13
13.
2.
Then can we can we tag both of these to make them lower?
Uh
Oh yeah,
yes.
emergency power too.
Green battle tactics and emergency power. Okay. Yeah, so difficulty is 1
I think we got
on
Yeah,
4
and
dice.
fuck it, 5 dice.
it.
Okay.
Just don't roll a 19 or 20.
Far, far from it.
Far from yeah. That's
1,
4,
2, 3,
5,
4, 5, 6, 7.
7. Yep.
All right. Good job. Yeah, so so you come up on the Breen and the Breen like starts looking like it's going to attack you, and then
Hmm.
you do one of those things where you make a corkscrew maneuver, and so
Yeah.
it fires at you, and you just totally do like a loop around the beam, and then it starts turning like to keep its facing at you, but somehow you end up behind it,
And then we shoot out a
and
Breen escape pod full of
yeah,
a couple Breen, and then piece the hell
it
out.
like
Yeah, yeah.
ricochets off of their shield, and then you just boom. Actually, like you like open up a weird looking tunnel thing for a second, and then yeah, fly off. So they did get an okay look at your ship for what that will be worth in the future.
Hmm.
Um, but they didn't even touch your shields. But I am gonna save that somebody's been asking questions for the future.
Mhm.
All right. So you head back to the station. It is okay. To set up the Ketracel White facility,
Mhm.
you can take over. There are 3 ore processing facilities
Mhm.
built into Empok Nor.
Mhm.
One sort of like where the docking arms meet on like
Mhm.
in each of those circular spots.
Mhm.
Upper and lower arms meet, I guess. So like on the outside edge. So
Mhm.
there are 3 ore processing facilities. You
Mhm.
could take one over where it comes to like space and stuff, but you're still going to need to come up with how you are getting like all of this science and like industrial chemical um
Mhm.
stuff.
Mhm.
Well,
Oh,
first
that's
off,
very well.
I want to talk to our commander about even taking over that. Be like, so, hi.
Let's
I think her office is in order for this.
I think so too. I unlock named. Okay.
Do we want to throw our new friend up here with us?
Oh
No,
yeah,
she's
sure.
kind of creepy.
She is really creepy.
Uh,
She's really creepy.
Your skin, boys.
Your
so,
kidney. Can I taste it?
hi.
Hello.
Our our mission was successful to find a way to produce the material we need.
You called it a material. I believe that it is technically a narcotic, is it not?
It is a kinda. It is mostly. It also feeds them and everything like that. So it's also a food source.
Okay.
But
Um
it will require one of the ore processing stations.
um well, we're currently not producing any ore right now. So
Mhm.
it's not like the space is being used, and we have 2 others.
Mhm.
However, what you are proposing seems both really expensive, and it seems like there's a limited like goal when it comes to
We also have a brilliant geneticist that is an expert in genetic engineering and probably and most these likely cloning. We may be able to continue production of Gem Hadar to this facility for a maintained population and crew.
I have feelings about that. The Jem'Hadar attacked my planet and murdered millions of people. Um, like it's one thing to rescue embryonic Jem'Hadar
Mhm.
and offer them freedom. It's
Mhm.
another one to breed soldiers. Um,
Yeah.
Breed people. They would be of the free design.
but they mature in less than a week, do they not?
That is correct.
So what good are they? Like what are they good for? Besides
Good.
replacing losses rapidly. I just need a good reason why we would diminish our stations or production capacity to make a drug for a small number of people that honestly aren't even a burden uh on our system yet.
To sell to the Federation. If we gave them knowledge that the a repressed people could be no longer made to worship people, the Federation would be all about that.
Federation
And
eats that shit up.
and with production of the white until their medical personnel could figure out how to make them no longer dependent on it. We'd be the only supplier in the quadrant.
I will have to discuss this with my advisors. Um, I'm just not sure if it's worth the giant chunk or a third of our hopeful um future earnings production. So
Understood.
let me discuss it with my advisors and perhaps we can work out something else. I mean, there are two habitable planets in this system. Like we can probably
Hmm.
find the space, but I'm going to put it on you to find the equipment because that is not something that I feel comfortable paying for.
Understood.
That's fine. I was gonna try. I was gonna build the Federation out of that anyway.
I mean,
I mean, I'd build,
I
but,
look
you know.
over at our Federation liaise 16. Like, would they be interested in that?
Um, the Federation destroyed three Ketracel White production facilities of a comparable size during the Dominion War.
Hmm.
I'm not sure how comfortable they would be with one on this side of the Bajoran wormhole. However, since the Jem'Hadar are not technically Dominion forces, I
Hmm.
believe that there's a gray area that gives us some room to work in.
But okay, at the very least, we could do planet side. Well,
Hmm.
thank you. Uh, and if you do have any more information on this, please let us know. Or when you have a decision.
Absolutely. And when you have a moment, I think I would love to meet the this chemist that you found. Even if she's
Hmm.
going to be staying on board your ship, I'm sure she's uh I mean, if she's a medical doctor, then I would love to meet her because I'm sure that she will have some great insight into our situation here.
Oh, she's an interesting woman.
Yeah.
Very friendly.
Not
Uh,
psychopathic. Definitely like sociopathic.
but I think we should probably take our leave.
Hmm.
Well, worst case scenario, we build a smaller production facility on our ship. Like our cargo hold could hold a small production facility, right, Colin?
Um, you have two cargo holds, one on either side of the ship. One of
Hmm.
them you have already promised to her for growing clones.
That's right.
So, yes, you could probably build a small one in the other side. I would say that A, it would remove all of your, any like cargo carrying capacity.
Hmm.
And B, um, it would make your supply chain extremely weak.
Hmm.
Like if it's
Okay.
only, it would only be able to serve your very base needs. You wouldn't be able to build up a surplus.
Hmm.
And if anything happened that, that would cause you to not produce for a day or a week, then,
We can be boned. Okay, good
yeah.
point. But at the very least, we have a cloning facility on our ship now, which could come in handy in weird ways.
And the recipe for Kitchen Soul Light.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Well, I think that brings us to the end. Unless there's anything anybody wants to do on the station now that we've dealt with the fallout of your raid on the Catch Yourself facility.
Actually, a question for her. Uh, did would you allow a cloning facility in one of our empty locations on station, or is that going to have to be something on the ship?
That's gonna have to be on the ship. I guess. I mean, if you wanted to take one of your the two spots that I gave you on the promenade, but it's illegal, so like you couldn't operate it as a storefront. Also kind of gross. And then B, you would either have to get rid of your antique shop or your Hollow Suite facility.
Well, that's not
hmm
happening. So okay, just thought I'd check. But so cool. I can't think of any more scenes. Do you guys have any more scenes?
Nope.
Oh,
Could I start preparing the facilities that we're gonna be needed? Like, get straight up working on what it's gonna be, the space, the machines, and everything.
you can start planning it out, but like the machines itself, especially for the Ketracel White, like you're gonna have to find a way to acquire industrial chemistry equipment.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Okay. Well then, this has been Star Trek Adventures Empok Nor. I'm Colin. I have been the GM. Joining us tonight in order of how attractive they were to the creepy sauna lady who's been living alone in a Ketracel White facility for who knows how long. We have Tara.
Hey, I am Tara. I played the REH. And you didn't miss you missed my intro in the beginning because my mic was not working. So yeah, she's a cool hologram, and she is apparently cute. She's a scary lady.
And we had Tom.
Hey, I'm Tom. I played Dan, the tactical officer and uh, frontiersman, I guess, and freer of Jem'Hadar, because I've been working on this.
Yeah. And last but not least, we have Everoth.
Hey, I was Evrath, and I was playing Critivius Garimar, your engineer Gorn, that just found a pretty friendly person. Sorry, alien. I'm not sure what they count as.
She's not really friendly.
She's
Uh,
scary.
yeah. So we run this Star Trek game every Thursday night at the what we call Global Time. It's 5 Pacific, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 Pacific, or 8 Atlantic, Eastern. Eastern is what they call it.
Yep.
You can do your own math if you're somewhere else. We do have a spot for at least one more player if there's anybody listening out there who might be interested in a non-Starfleet Star Trek game. Um, Anybody have anything to add?
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Well, we will be back next week with something from Tara. Tara, any sneak previews?
Uh, so we cut to a scene of the computer system all like joined together and weird, and it pans into the Jeffries tube where there's a slow tendril of crystalline wiring growing ever closer to the holodeck.
And this is
Nice.
how new computers are made. Okie doke. Sounds like a holodeck episode next week. Those are always fun. All right. Thanks for joining us. See you next week or later this week if you watch one of our other games.
Yep. Bye,
Everybody say goodnight.
everybody.
Bye. Good night,
Bye.
everybody.